So here we are at WSU Vancouver Engineering Trivia. I have my contestants Chelsea, Josh, and Thomas.
What?
So here we are with your first question. Of the students who switch out of their engineering degrees, what year do they most often switch out of?
Ooh.
Oh, here we are, Josh.
55% of them switch out as sophomores.
Sophomore year. That is correct.
That's right, Charles.
I knew that one.
Next question. Out of the students who are counted among the engineering majors, what are their most common ages that they switch out of their major? Chelsea.
21 to 24, 25%.
That is correct.
Darn it.
All right. Engineering majors by their major. What is the most popular engineering major that just students take? Thomas.
What is mechanical at 38%?
That is correct. Of the students who decide to choose the engineering as their major of choice, what is their primary reason? Oh, Josh.
A promising career outlook.
Absolutely, and for the win, do you know the number?
No.
24 respondents.
Dang it.
Half credit. Of the engineering students who decide to leave that major, what is their primary reason for leaving? Chelsea.
Difficult classes at 22%.
We have difficult classes at 22%.
And coming in second at 20% is loss of interest.
Oh, for extra credit.
And then one more extra credit, 17%. Poor grades.
Excellent choice. So, for students, the most successful ones, how many hours do they spend studying? Thomas.
11 to 15 hours at 31%.
That is correct.
And then extra credit, 16 to 19 hours at 22%.
And he is correct. When students of the engineering major were asked what do they find most important about the engineering major and its resources that are provided, what was the correct answer?
Ooh.
Josh.
Supportive professors, hands-on experience, and connection to employers.
You are correct. And for the final question, we have, of the students who chose the engineering major with their GPA in high school or college, which one had the greatest GPA? Thomas.
Alex, I'm going to have to go with high school.
High school, you are correct. That brings us to our final round, and we have the winner, Josh, with 5 questions correctly answered. Well, thanks for being a contestant. That was a great show. Sorry you didn't come through for you. How you feeling?
I feel pretty down on myself.
Yeah, it's understandable. So, we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the questions that we hit there. How do you think some of these issues could be mitigated for these poor engineering students who never seem to make it past sophomore year?
Well, I feel if they had a brighter outlook for their future, and possibly knew what kind of jobs they could potentially have after they graduated, to give them something to look forward to, that would be a great start.
Absolutely. Is there anything you can speak to towards recommendations for some of the students who struggle with math during their freshman and sophomore years, being that that's one of the biggest drivers for them?
Well, if there was some way that they could prepare students, like maybe offer a study lab or a tutor session that's required of the student to attend in order to ensure that they succeed, even though the course loads get pretty heavy during sophomore year.
Absolutely. I think that's a great recommendation. It's one that hopefully the professors of WSU Vancouver will listen to someday. So after all of this information we've learned, what are some of the conclusions we could come to?
Well, I think the advisor should be upfront and increase the amount of expected study hours, because if you tell a student to study 3 hours per credit, it's unrealistic. As an engineering student, you should probably double it to 6 hours per credit. That would give them realistic expectations when they're registering.
And that way they'd even know what to expect and not just go in there all willy-nilly, right?
Absolutely. I mean, they feel like they do great in high school, so when they get to college and they don't do as well and their GPA goes down, they feel really discouraged.
Absolutely. I appreciate your input. And a word from our sponsors. And we're back. So after looking at a bit of the notes on the back end, we were able to find that through analysis of this survey that was taken, 21.74% of the survey takers pointed out that there were two major reasons why they dropped the major. That was poor grades or loss of interest. Do you think the recommendations that we've talked about today could be of benefit in mitigating these issues?
Absolutely. I have one more recommendation.
Excellent, let's hear it.
If they offered some type of incentives for students to make it past sophomore year, maybe they'd be more motivated to get through the second year, which has been the hardest.
So you mean something like a grant or a scholarship?
Yeah, maybe a $250 gift card.
Absolutely. Give them a reason to keep going.
Yes.
I like it. Well, that's all the time we have here today on the game show WSU Vancouver Engineer Trivia. Thanks for joining us.